Nobody likes new stuff more than I do, and I've got a new phone here from Grandstream. It's the GRP2614. It's not even released yet, it's still in beta, and we've got a sneak peek video. Stay tuned. Hi, thanks for joining our GRP2614 sneak peek video. This is Chris, I'm with Accent. And before we get started, I just want to again thank you so much for checking out our YouTube channel, or if you happen across this video via a link, you can check out our YouTube channel at accentvoice.com or youtube.com/accentvoice, where we've got a lot of great videos regarding VoIP products, telecommunications, and communications industry topics and discussions as well. And as I mentioned a moment ago, this video is covering the GRP2614 phone, this guy right here. And unlike some of our other videos, which you might have seen in the past, where it's a setup and a how-to and a product review, this is a sneak peek. The 2614 isn't actually released yet. It's still in beta with Grandstream, and with Accent being a premier Grandstream partner and carrying a lot of volume and moving a lot of product for Grandstream, we're on the beta list, so we were able to actually get a copy or get a version of the phone here and check it out, and then bring you a sneak peek video that you're watching today. So going to be a little different than some of our normal review and setup videos. We're not going to go into physical setup of the phone and configuration. We do have a fully configured phone here on the Voice One Connect cloud, and we will show it in operation today and fully provisioned. But it's just going to be more of an intro and a sneak peek, and we'll follow up later on once the product is fully released with a how-to video and a setup and a review. All right, so Grandstream and their new GRP series of IP phones has recently announced that they're going to be releasing this lineup of phones in late Q2, early Q3. Not an exact date set for a widespread distribution release, but they're targeting that kind of broad date range. And the GRP is an evolution of Grandstream's lineup of phones. Currently, the GXP, among others, are very popular from Grandstream, and the GRP is going to include 4 different phone models to choose from. This is the 2614 here. There's 3 others. The 14 is the middle range of the 2, or of the 4, excuse me. I think there are 2 below it and there's 1 above it, so we're right in the middle here. And after review of the phone, we really like it. We like it a lot for some of the reasons we're going to get into once we're going to zoom in and kind of break down the phone a little closer for everybody on the video here. But we're hoping at Accent here to make this one of our flagship, if not our flagship phone for all of our business users. Currently with our cloud product, our cloud services, we actually bundle in the GXP2135. It's our most popular phone, and we're really excited about the GRP2614 here, replacing that in our bundled offering when it comes out into full production. So what makes the GRP lineup of phones so unique? Well, Grandstream, a little behind the scenes tidbits here. Grandstream's going to one firmware image across all the GRP models, so regardless if it's the 2613, the 14, the 15, whatever other models they come out with, it's going to be one firmware image, which is great if you're managing a lot of different phones out there, a lot of different models. To be able to have one image to manage all the different phones is fabulous. The phones are going to come with, many of them are going to come enabled with both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capability. So not just the physical cable here, but this guy has Wi-Fi built into it and Bluetooth. So if I wanted to, I could connect this to my office Wi-Fi. I don't need the physical cable. I still need to power the phone, keep that in mind. All the Grandstream phones do come with a power supply, which is really handy, which is one of the things we like about the product itself. But I can plug this into the AC power and run it off the Wi-Fi, or I can connect it to Bluetooth, or I can connect it to Bluetooth, use a Bluetooth headset, even use my cell phone connected to the phone as well. So that's a great improvement. Mentioned the single image firmware, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Also, with the GRP series, Grandstream is marketing and targeting this more toward ITSPs, Internet Telephony Service Providers, cloud providers, general telecommunications service providers, and they've built in some features and some functions to capture diagnostic data and performance data on the phones, So once these phones get out in the wild and into production, we'll actually be able to pull back voice quality data and phone performance data into a centralized location, and it helps with troubleshooting. It helps with things like looking into call quality problems, general phone performance issues, etc. So excited about that, especially if you're a carrier or service provider out there, as Accent is. We have thousands and thousands of Grandstream phones out there, among other manufacturers, in the wild, and to be able to pull phone level data from those devices into our cloud to help customers out with issues is really, really powerful. Okay, so now we're going to pull the video in a little tighter, show you a little bit more about the phone, the interface, new button layout, and some of the nuances of the GRP series, so that you can compare and contrast it to some of the other Grandstream phones and other manufacturers out there. So we're in tighter on the phone now, just to give you a better idea of the button layout and the interface. Here momentarily we'll actually get a bit more up close with the interface and the LCD display, so you can see some of the new features of the latest version. Grandstream has taken some steps to upgrade their user interface on the phone menu itself, and we'll get into that here momentarily. But first, just the physical layout. One of the things that strikes you of the 2614 is there are two LCD panels. You have the primary one at the top here, LCD display panels, and then you have a secondary LCD display down below as well. And what I think is a really innovative step, Grandstream has taken what would be your programmable keys and put them at the bottom here in their own LCD display, and separated them from the main display up at the top. In the past, and on a lot of IP phones on the market today, you have these buttons kind of integrated into one display. You've still got 4 buttons at the top here along the side, and then you've got some dedicated feature keys right here: voicemail, phone book, and hold, along with some contextual soft keys below. But for your main programmable keys, which would be things like BLFs, maybe park buttons, speed dials, just general feature access keys, etc., that's Grandstream has done a pretty innovative thing here and moved that down to the bottom with its own display. And we've got a toggle button here, left and right, and I can page through multiple pages of configured buttons. So these buttons, as I toggle to the right and left, these buttons would actually change. And initially, I believe it is 24 total programmable buttons, 3 pages of 8. So you get 24 buttons there. So we're in much tighter on the LCD display for the 2614 now, just to give you a little idea of the look and feel of the updated Grandstream phone interface. As I mentioned previously, Grandstream has put some effort into modernizing the interface of the display. You can see I've got my 2 line appearances right here. I've got a customizable background as well. Below, as I mentioned previously, you've got your LCD soft keys, and as I'm doing different things throughout the phone, these menu options at the bottom will change. They're contextual. You can't see it on the screen here, but if I hit the OK button on the directional keypad, I'm actually presented with the phone menu, and you can see this is where Grandstream's put a lot of effort into redesign of the UI. You've got a more modern icon-driven user interface, quick access to things like call history, phone and account status, contacts, which is your phone book, phone settings, phone preferences, messages, which is your voicemail as well. Then we've got a second page here for some system settings and a reboot function as well. So made it a lot more user-friendly, got away from the text-driven menus, more icon-driven and image-driven. As I mentioned, just a more of a modern interface update here. You hit the home button right here and get right back to that main display. And there you go with the home screen of the interface. Before we wrap up our sneak peek on the 2614 phone here, a quick note of interest on how we actually provisioned this phone on the Voice One cloud. Generally speaking, we use our own cloud provisioning services that Accent's built out and developed for Grandstream devices. But we actually, for this phone and a couple other of Grandstream's newer beta devices, we used the GDMS, the Grandstream Device Management System, which is Grandstream's own provisioning system and cloud provisioning portal that they're making available for all of their newer model devices. It's a really interesting and innovative approach Grandstream has taken to differentiate themselves in the VoIP manufacturer marketplace, and for ITSPs and VoIP service providers like Accent and others out there. It's a really innovative feature that Grandstream will provide as part of their phone deployments. So, as a ITSP, as a service provider, we can actually manage devices, we can push firmware, we can gather diagnostics, we can gather performance statistics, make changes to settings, change the button configuration, do pretty much anything you'd want to, just like you were sitting at the phone looking at the web interface, but you could be hundreds or thousands of miles away. Really, it could be any phone that's on the internet and you can connect to the portal. So we're excited to see that move out of beta and into production, along with the GRP devices and some of Grandstream's newer model phones as they become broadly released. And stay tuned for more there. Okay, so that's it. A sneak peek here on the GRP2614 and some of the other GRP model phones coming down the road pretty soon here from Grandstream. We're excited about moving these phones into Accent's lineup of production devices, and hopefully making this our flagship product moving forward with the Voice One cloud service. If you want to learn more about Accent and all of the different VoIP phones we carry and we support, along with Grandstream, we also support Yealink, Cisco, Zoltis, Polycom, and a variety of other devices out there. You can check us out at accentvoice.com. Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you feel inclined as well. We create new content on a regular basis that's either VoIP or telecommunication or cloud services focused. And you can visit our YouTube page at youtube.com/accentvoice. This has been Chris with Accent, and I thank you so much for joining us. Take care.